Hi, everybody. It's Coach Elisa here. I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about something that has been on my mind for a while. So every year in January, I choose a word that is going to define and drive my year, all of my actions that year. Last year, I chose service. The year before, I chose compassion. The year before that, I chose love. So all of these words, I try to align all of my actions to that word. So this year, my word is bold. Okay. So why in the world did I choose bold? Well, first let's get the definition, and then I'll tell you why I chose bold. So what does it mean to be bold? Well, bold means that you're showing courage, confidence, and a willingness to take risks. However, it does not mean the absence of fear. It just means you're making a decision to move forward despite the fear. Okay, so the reason why I chose bold as my word this year is because I want to become bolder than I have been in the past. I am tired of being timid. I'm tired of not being seen. So I want to be bold. Okay, one of my favorite quotes is from Marianne Williamson. And she said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Think about that for just a minute. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. So that is why I want to be bold this year. I'm tired of playing small. I want to work into my full potential as a child of God. That's what I want to do this year. So, did you know? This is just fascinating to me. God does not want you to be afraid. In fact, in the Bible, through the Old Testament and the New Testament, 365 times, God tells us, do not fear, or be not afraid, or some derivative of those phrases. 365. That is one time every single day. God does not want us to be afraid. So I wanted to just share a couple of my favorite scriptures just to reinforce the fact that really God does not want us to be afraid. My absolute favorite is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. And he says, fear not, I am with thee. Be not dismayed, I am thy God. Yea, I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. He's going to be with us, guys. And then in Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, it says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Wow. Holy cow. With those promises, how can we be afraid? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because we're human and we have that natural man tendency. And that natural man pushes us away from God. And as we push ourselves away from God, we become fearful. But as we bring ourselves closer to God, we are bolder and we are less afraid. So, because I am a financial coach, I want to talk about how does this principle apply to our personal finances? Well, there are several aspects of personal finance that I want to talk about. The first is budgeting. The second is the importance of having an emergency fund. The third is planning for our future. And the fourth is giving generously. How can we be bold in all four of those those areas. So first, the boldness to budget. Okay, budgeting is an act of courage. It really is. And that word budget sometimes is really intimidating. And, and I think what it is about budgeting is, at least for me, before I started budgeting, I was scared of what I would actually find. And I knew that if I found something I didn't like, I was going to have to face that. So, and that is true. You will have to face and confront your financial habits. Maybe you're going to have to overcome them. Or maybe you'll be able to pat yourself on the back and say, hey, good job, you're awesome. But if you do find areas that you need to improve upon, you have to be honest and you have to say, yep, I need to be better in that area. And then after you have been honest, you have to be bold about attacking that area and working through it. And that's hard. It really is. Because as soon as you decide to do something good, it seems like the whole universe just comes and just pours down upon you and does everything it can do to stop you. And the reason for this is Satan, the devil, does not want you to realize your full potential. And if you're taking actions to find your full potential, he's going to stop you. So be bold. Find someone who can help you, an accountability partner. Okay, second area, boldness to build an emergency fund. Guys, there is so much going on in the world right now. California's being burned to the ground right now. Well, not all of California. LA is being burned to the ground right now. We've got flooding. We've got tornadoes and hurricanes and storms and all sorts of bad things are happening. So we have to build an emergency fund. And what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is an account that you set up, you put money in every single month, and you build up this account so that when these storms of life fall on you, you're ready for it. They might be little storms like the refrigerator goes out or the heating goes out, or they might be bigger storms, the loss of a job, or heaven forbid, a fire or a flood or something. We have to be ready for these storms. Are you ready? If not, be bold. Build an emergency fund. Then, third area, boldness to plan for the future. Are you ready for the future? When we think of the future, we think of retirement. Are you on track for retirement? You should be putting 15% of your monthly income into a retirement account. Okay? Are you? Now, please don't think that you have to put exactly 15%. Some people can't do that. My husband and I, we weren't able to do 15% until after we paid our house off. If you can't do 15%, please do not get down on yourself. It's not your time yet to put 15%, but it is important to put something in every single month, whether that's 100, 200, whatever you're able to do. Put something in because that compound interest will be your best friend. And then don't take any money out of it. We'll talk about that later. Okay, finally, last area, boldness to give generously. We are here on earth to help each other. And so giving generously is so important. Now we can do that in our budget again, have a category for giving generously. And this is the first category that we address with our budget. If you are religious and you belong to a church, give 10% to your church as a tithe. If you're not religious, okay, that's fine. You're a good person. So give to something, an organization of your choice, 10%. And then look for people who need help. Your giving does not have to be monetary. You can use your time, your talents, everything that God has blessed you with can be used as your giving. So be bold in giving. It will be appreciated. Now, so here's the truth, guys. Boldness in personal finance is not just about dollars and cents. A lot of it is, but it's not all about that. It's about living in alignment with God's purpose for your life. It's about trusting Him enough to take risks, to make changes, and step into the financial freedom that God wants for you. And He wants that for you. I promise He does. Now, let's talk about let's just sum up what I've talked about. So living boldly financially means set a budget, and then don't be afraid to confront your habits and change them. Then make sure you have that starter emergency fund. Take care of yourself when, it's not an if, it's a when. Take care of yourself so when the storms of life come upon you, you're ready. And then play generously. Take care of people around you, your family, your friends. Take care of people, and then pray and trust God because He will be with you. Surrender your finances to Him, and then trust Him because He's promised us several times in the scriptures. He says, I am on your right hand and on your left hand. My spirit is in your heart, and my angels are round about you. He is with you. He's with you. And then remember, Marianne Williamson said, your playing small does not serve the world. So get out there and be bold. See ya.